you want. And we're live. So the special guests that are joining Brian and I, if we're talking overtime, which seems like it's been forever since we've done one of these, we have Lisa, Darcy, and Dave, who are contributors to the channel. And we're just going to hang out and let the wheel decide what we do. But first, before we do that, just make sure everybody's doing well. How's that? We'll go around the room real quick and just kind of give a brief update of what you've been up to, and just anything you're collecting lately. Just go right around the room. Start with Dave.
I'd start with Dave. I haven't been collecting too much. I've been kind of doing a little bit of the Hasbro retro stuff and a little bit of the Super 7 stuff lately. Some CFBC. I've been buying some of his stuff up. But mostly with Mask, I've just been working on, I just finished another update of the Mask timeline. And just doing Facebook posts mostly. Just haven't really been up to much with it lately.
Okay.
Having 2 kids and work is kind of eating a lot of my free time. So.
Yeah, it does that. And we'll go to Darcy next, who's comfortable.
Yeah, quite. Yeah, I'm kind of with Dave. Work, sleep, eat. Kind of following his timeline. He's very inspirational to me with some of that stuff, and just living in my head with some story ideas. I do have a couple of the CF PB figures, Brad and Vanessa. Couple random T-shirts, little bit of this and that. Just trying to get my feet wet and put some ideas on paper.
Okay. And then next we will go to Brian.
Hey.
There. Hi.
You skipped right past Lisa. That was rude.
It's not rude. I'm just going her last. That's all.
Yeah, I'm great. I'm really fantastic.
That's good.
Not much to say. I'm on spring break. So
is that a Hot Toys Batman back there? What is that?
No, that's NECA actually. Okay. I had Hot Toys. I sold both my Hot Toys for a flag, and then I sold my flag for my Ministry Science Theater robots. So that's the way it goes. And now I've sold most of my vintage Joes so I can get the Super 7, ones as they come out, and I don't have to feel the sting at $50 a pop, which is, collector prices if I've ever seen them.
Oh, jeez.
They're good. As long as the money's not coming out of my paycheck, I don't feel like a jerk. When it comes out of toys that I own and I sell it, I feel less guilty. I don't know. I know I could spend that money on anything, but as long as it's
you're not taking money away from your kids.
Yeah, no. I guess it could all go to my kids, but as long as I draw for it or I sell toys for it, I don't feel bad. Where if I go to work and here's my paycheck, guys, I'm gonna go buy a Thunder tank. Or Dad, are you drinking? I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, we'll go to Lisa. We'll finish it up here. And what have you been up to, Lisa?
Oh, same old work, family. I mean, I don't know about everybody else, but you got to adjust to going in the office more instead of working from home. Collection-wise, I've been thinking about getting into Lego. I got a nice boutique set building, 3-story building, which it was so much fun. You used to make little Lego furniture. My son keeps taking it apart and moving things around and playing with it, and I keep having to put it back. Part of it is he's got all these Lego sets sitting in the corner, and I want to build them, but they're his. So I need to get my own. But then you look at the cost of getting those Lego sets, $100+.
No, that makes Super 7 seem cheap.
Yeah, my wife collects Lego, and believe me, it's pricey fast.
So yeah. I am going to, since I live in the Michigan area, the Novi is having a Brick Fest. I'm planning to go there with my family. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do some Lego shopping there.
Crazy.
That sounds good. Sounds like a good time.
I want the Home Alone house, except it's $300, and I don't know.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Can you find one on like Amazon, like from somebody selling it from China or something?
No, I'll just go buy a plane ticket and visit the real one, I guess. Same price.
That's actually a good point. And myself, work has been very demanding of my time. I'm still good work-life balance and everything. But it's been challenging after my company that I work for was purchased and being integrated and all over the place. And collecting wise, I've been going for, might be hard to see up here, but the NECA gargoyles. Those have been the ones that I've been kind of going toward now. And CFCB when they have items out, and waiting for my Thunderhawk or whatever you want to call it from Ramen. So.
Oh yeah, I think we're all.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get the screen up here. I'm gonna share it real quick. All right. Cool. Now it's gonna probably make a noise and it'll probably be loud, and I'm sorry, but let's let it go. Wasn't as loud as I thought it was gonna be.
That's pretty good. Hey.
Ramen.
Okay. So Ramen toy. I just mentioned it. I've been watching what they've been doing. They have some videos out of some of their items that they're getting. For what are they calling them? They're not Thunderhawk in
Red Gullwing.
That's it.
Gullwing and Great White.
Great White. Yeah.
And Great White. I've seen, they've had some videos out. They've put out some more on Great White as well. It's interesting to see how intricate it really is to build these, and we're seeing what a lot of us hope to see in the modern, time, right now, with kind of a fresh take on it, and we're seeing it before our eyes, and I know that it'll be out soon. I'm really looking forward to opening that box up and see what's in there. So I don't know if anybody has everybody pre-ordered that? Anything?
I pre-ordered.
I pre-ordered.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the aspects right now? What are you looking forward to the most? And anybody can take the floor.
I love all the extra details in it. It just slightly updated. Granted, when I get it, I'm probably going to stick it in the box back here with the shark because I'm going to be afraid to touch it. I don't know. You got to wonder. I mean, it's a custom. How delicate is it going to be? I mean, we all know with customs, you accidentally drop them or
the difference with these is they're actually they're not created like a custom though. They're different. They're created like a factory toy. They're having like plastic injection or whatever that term that I'm butchering is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not the same thing as like someone who's making something out of resin or someone who's doing a 3D print. It's more along the lines of what you might buy at a store.
I hope so. Yeah, I would hope for a really good
especially
quality
for the price. Especially for the
we're
price.
paying for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure if I'm going to do the Great White just because I already have a custom shark, but I think it's going to come down to getting their version of Thunderhawk. I can't remember the name of it, and how it's built and how good it is.
You're not going to be able to keep up with the comic if you don't buy it, though. I mean,
that's why I bought it. I bought it for the comic.
You're not going to give me
I have to keep up on all mass media.
So, I think I'm going to be doing the one for the Great White too. It's kind of already been kind of talked about, so I think I'll
do 17 paragraphs explaining something going on in the background of the comic.
Thank you.
I think you should just put some obscure, like, real small thing in the background just so I can write 17 paragraphs on it.
I'm going to put something now. I'm going to put something in the background of the comic that's going to like bring up something from your childhood that you're just never going to unsee, and you're going to be all scarred for life just digging for
it. Do you have that comic written already? Is it all?
I have it in my head.
Okay.
The way I'm looking at it is I haven't seen my comic in print yet, and I don't know if we have to go back and change things, because I noticed they changed the logo on the they call it Makina Labs now, or however you say it. And I don't know if they want me to add that to the comic. They haven't asked me yet. They mentioned it a couple months back, but I haven't heard anything since. So, yeah. But the comic's in my head written. I mean, they're short, so I have to tell a story fast. So I have the idea.
Okay. And you're able to create the story. Is it a collaboration, or is it something you're coming up with yourself?
They gave me some ideas, and then I showed them my ideas, and they said, just do whatever you want. Like it was going to be a collaboration, but it was more along the lines of, all right, that works, do it.
Yeah,
so it's kind of just
good.
The first. I showed them some designs I had that they were like, which one would you prefer? And there's a couple people in a group chat, and they leaned one way, another guy leaned the other way, so we just went the way the guy who's in charge wanted.
Usually what happens, I guess,
it
right?
doesn't bother me any. Both of them were mine. So,
let's see, Dave, what are you looking forward to the most when you get this, delivered?
Just kind of having a new mask toy is going to be like great. I mean, we've had like some figures over the years, but we haven't had a fully new mask toy for so long. I mean, we've had things like Vortex that's kind of been close enough, but this is going to basically be a new mask toy.
They are.
And just kind of like re-experiencing it, taking out of the package, getting to play with it. I'm looking more forward to Great White than I am to Red Gullwing, but I'm like, I couldn't pass it up, so. And I kind of do wonder what Ramen Toys is going to do in the future after, because it sounds like they're almost done with Great White too, so that's going to be coming soon, so we'll see.
Darcy, did you pre-order anything?
I did not.
What? Get off this feed.
Okay, bye.
Kicking you out.
Poor Darcy.
Okay, bye. Is Bravestar coming? Bravestar's coming, isn't he? They're doing.
Yeah, they're doing so much. It's hard to keep up with when.
We don't just have to talk about the mask stuff too. There's other things they're working on. So feel free.
Because I saw they were going to do a Maverick figure, but it looks like Paramount, they're trying to license it now. So I'm guessing Paramount stepped in on that one.
Well, Tom Cruise is like notorious for like being rough with his likeness. He goes after people like legally. There's been like things where you can't use his likeness. He'll make a big deal out of something, even if it's just like this ramen toy that's pretty much under the radar as far as I'm concerned, right? So if Paramount found out, they were like, you know what? Why don't we get involved with that? If they liked what they saw, I don't know, but it does sound like they're putting a hold on that, right?
Yeah, as soon as I don't know, when they started doing the Maverick stuff, I really did start questioning whether it's going to red flag, because it's Tom Cruise. He's not going to let him get away with this.
Yeah, it's a direct likeness. Well, the Dolph Lundgren figure, the same thing. I'm like, they're just creating the heads of Dolph Lundgren now. Is that like just happening? I guess so.
Because they're also doing Bravestar, and they're also doing the Ghost Rider card, the one that the HasLab that failed.
Yeah, the failed HasLab.
Which is kind of
like, we'll do it.
A weird one to do, but
that's what they seem like they're doing, though. They're taking like mistakes that major companies are doing and like fixing it. Like they were going to do a Rat King head, they teased, because Super 7 can't do the Rat King the way they wanted to. So they had to do this different version of the head. And then Ramen within like 24 hours was like, look at the one we'll have. And I'm like, oh my, they're just jumping on everything collectors are upset about in like a day. They gone. What's up, man? So, yeah, no, they're all over the place. They're like doing things you could add on to like licensed figures. And then they're doing other things that are like Bravestar. It's obviously Bravestar, but we're calling him the Marshal.
Bravestar's going to be fun.
The Marshal.
The Marshal.
Are they going the size, like their regular size for the?
I think the Marshals in scale with their Centurions, which is kind of like a 6-inch scale, right?
Oh, so they're bringing it down. Okay.
I think. Yeah, I don't think it's the original Bravestar.
Well, Darcy should know. Do you know what they're doing with that?
Yeah, mega fan.
I don't offhand, but I feel like you're in the realm. I think it's going to be 6 or 12.
Yeah, I think it's small. No, I don't think it's 12. 12 would be huge.
What's the size of it now? I have it over here, but I obviously can't stop to measure.
I think Brave Stars are like 8-inch figures. They're like Mego size.
Yeah, I got.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I don't know. I sold all mine so I could fund some Thundercats.
What?
See, they had to go. I don't hold on to stuff. If I want stuff, I sell the rest of it.
Yeah,
And I told you
Brian-
I'd pay shipping.
Brian's
Man,
good at recycling.
Yeah, shipping
so-
wasn't going to buy me all these Thundercats.
Oh, jeez. I remember Brave Star pretty vividly. Like I remember watching it a lot, but the thing I remembered was losing the damn hat the most. Like I had him for years. It was my original one, but I didn't have the hat, and I refused to pay like $30 for the hat. Finally, I just broke down and did it. But that's the one thing I remember was losing the hat, and I don't know why that's the memory I have. But it's
And of course, I know
when we went to RetroCon, was it like 2 years ago? I
Yeah.
bought Darcy her
Dark
Brave
Water.
Star action figure for her birthday gift. Of course, she didn't have a
Aw.
hat, but you went looking for a hat, didn't you, Darcy?
I did, and I feel like 25 to 30 is what I found it for on eBay. In pretty nice shape. So I wasn't unhappy.
Condition
And-
didn't matter to me when I reacquired it. If it's open, it's like okay, it's open. I'm glad you found one though.
Yeah, I mean, the Marshall's got to have his hat. You just can't have a hatless Brave Star. That just does not work.
It's one of those
Not
accessories that it makes the figure. You need it.
Exactly right.
Yeah, makes sense. It's like having a Batman figure with no cape, or
Yeah, it just looks wrong,
Exactly.
oh no shirt. Batman.
I can't display something if it's like that. I won't look at it. It'll just irk me the whole time.
and
A hatless Brave Star, I would just throw it in the trash. I can't. I can't look at that stuff. It drives me nuts.
Thank you. Yes.
No, look, do what you want. I'm just saying, for me in my basement, if I had like one mask guy without a mask, I would burn them. They need
it
to
drives
have
you
the mask.
crazy because you know you don't have it.
I don't care if they're short mask, long mask. That doesn't bother me so much. Even though the only long mask I have is Matt-Trakker, which is weird because I have short mask on Hondo, everybody else. But if they didn't
sell
like
that for like $150.
yeah, I should. Because I have the long mask too. If Hondo like didn't have his mask right now, I would just feed him to the dog. I can't do it. Can't do it.
I understand that sentiment. And then kind of Darcy, do you have any other figures from the line?
From Ramen?
From Brave Star.
Brave Star.
I'm just curious.
No, I would love a 30-30 though.
And he's the priciest one because he's broken everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I hear. He's really sensitive.
You can't.
You know, you look at him or touch him, and he's just like poof.
I
One
had
of
a
those type toys
brand
where
new play
you
set.
just put them on the shelf and never touch it again.
Pretty much, yeah.
I had that Fort Kyrium fresh out of the box. I got it like 3 years ago. I'm the first person to put stickers on and everything, right? That silver part of the playset was breaking as I was touching. I was being so careful, and it just was snapping. I was like, "Oh, this is a nightmare."
Well, he had a question. Even though the wheel is what dictates how we, how we go here. But anybody watched Dark Water? I posted it a couple of minutes ago here. I don't remember Dark Water.
Like Peter Panish, right? It was like a Peter Panish show. The kid had like blonde hair.
I vaguely remember it, but I didn't really watch it much.
Is he talking about the cartoon?
Yeah, so it was
That's what
like
I
Pirates of
assume.
Dark Water.
I remember
Pirates of
watching
Dark
the
Water,
Pirates. Oh yeah, the Pirates of Dark Water. Yeah, I watched that. That was really good.
Yeah,
I
I'm a
didn't
little
watch it when
too
it
old for that.
originally came out.
I
I remember I
missed
was rewatching all these cartoons in my teenage years and early 20s, but Pirates of Dark Water was pretty good. I recall. It was a really good story.
Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah, he has like a scarf. He looks like an elf.
Yeah.
He's tan.
Well, I remember it was good. I just never really got
Never
into
watched
it.
I'll share my
Probably should check it out again.
I'll share my screen here real quick, just so we can see it. for reference.
Well,
This guy.
Yeah, that guy. I told you he was like dark blonde guy. Yeah, I remember that.
I vaguely remember it. I don't think I had.
My brother liked it. It's a brother show, so it must be like 1993 ish or something.
91 to 92.
Yeah, it was a bit earlier.
All right, yeah, no, I was in. See, I was still watching Batman animated series around that time. I just wasn't watching that.
I had Batman and Gargoyles at that time.
And like X-Men, I was into a little bit.
I think I was watching them as in repeat. Either they were in syndication or they were on the Cartoon Network. So,
well,
it's an interesting look up.
I can watch Batman all day now. So, if that show holds up like that.
Huh. All right. Does anybody else want to go and say anything more on Ramen Toy for right now?
the only thing I want to say was, you guys recognize? I don't know. Dave called it that Bones thing. That Bones toy that they were gonna do.
Oh, Bone Age?
Oh.
That's the one they should bring back?
I've never even heard of that
doing
before.
Bone Age.
I haven't either. I'm like, what in the world?
My brother never had that. I'm like, what the heck is Bone Age?
No, he's talking about Bone Age. Are we still on ramen, or are we just talking about Bone Age?
No, we're supposed to.
No,
It's ramen.
I was just trying to think of the most obscure toy line that Ramen could ever do, and I thought that was it.
Bone Age might be it.
When I look up Bone Age, the first thing that comes up is Bone Age Calculator,
No, it's
Bone
not
Age
that one.
Radiology, how to calculate Bone Age.
Like these little caveman guys.
Is
size
any
of like
of these things the thing I'm
mass
supposed to be looking for?
aerators. They're tiny. They were like Starcom size, maybe. They were really small.
Let me see.
No,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
Ramen,
I remember these. Yes.
Ramen's doing Battle Bones, maybe. But like what happened is Mattel announced their Battle Bones like a day after Ramen teased the one they were gonna make. So it kind of like stole their thunder.
They had it out. They had it at the ready, and there's like, oh no. There it
Yeah,
is.
and they were like, "Well, if you still want it, maybe we will." But like now that Mattel's making one, it's almost I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of
Hmm.
that's them.
These look like real bones. I
Yeah, that's
want that
them.
one at Walmart.
You know what those were? Dollar store clearance toys where I came from.
I had this one. I remember this one.
I walk past those right by Brave Store every
I guess
day.
this is a Raptor.
It's in stock if anybody wants it.
Oh yeah,
Oh, it is. Let's see.
knock yourself out. That's all you. Want.
Every time I go into a vintage
$55.
toy store, I just ask, like, "Sir, where's your Bone Age section?"
And you know what? I know there's some guy out there that made like Bone Age '85, and he's like the biggest fan ever, and I'm laughing about it. But like there's like Bone Age fans that are like die hard.
Yeah,
So I'm not making fun of any fan base.
we've actually probably pissed off the entire Bone Age fan community now.
Yeah.
All three of them.
All 12 of
Great.
them are losing their minds.
I don't remember.
They're probably writing us hate mail as we speak.
Yeah, I had the Raptor. I do remember that. But I don't remember having anything else though. But we're gonna bring the wheel up here, and we're gonna go to the next topic, and whatever the wheel dictates here. So let's see. Let's check the chat real quick.
Make sure the Bone Age people aren't trying to kill us.
Movie update. There is no movie update. That's why the LOL is
Wait.
there.
So, Colt, did Darkwater end on like a cliffhanger, or they just never wrapped it up? So if you were a fan, they just
It's one of those shows where
I
it's just
hate
like
that.
it's cut and there's nothing.
I hate that.
Let's see. Ramen that they pursue a license from Hasbro, or if I had contact with them.
I don't think they did. I don't know anything about that if they did.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that, unfortunately, to be able to relay that.
No,
so.
Silverhawk's license expired from Super 7, so now they're going with Titanium Titans or something. I don't know.
Okay.
So
All right, let's get the wheel going. Damn it.
oh great, I never seen it.
Bye.
Hey, I beat the game though. Does that
All right,
count?
I'm
Got
out.
up the game.
So
got
you
nothing.
really have not seen this, Brian?
No, I canceled HBO until
So did I, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. I'm gonna be honest. I canceled it too, but I waited till after the show came out.
uh,
I kept it because I wanted to see the show. I also played the video game. I beat it probably, what was it, 9 years ago when it came out.
is Succession on HBO?
Yes.
So when Succession ends, I'll buy it again because I want to watch that, and then I'll watch Last of Us.
Last of Us was pretty good.
So what is the it's like, and I never played the game, so I know what it's about, but somebody give me like a synopsis basically. And
It's The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead meets The Mandalorian.
Yeah, it's The Walking Dead, except they're like surviving, and it's the same
The
thing.
Mandalorian is pretty much in it.
That's exactly it. It's Pedro Pascal leading around a youth through a devastated world. I mean, it's basically The Mandalorian with zombies.
The one thing I do
No
remember
armor.
seeing recently was something about how the pay difference was. They were making a big deal out of the girl actor. I'm butchering all this stuff, where she was not getting paid as much as Pedro Pascal. I was like,
But he's Pedro Pascal. He's a
exactly.
movie star.
I was like,
That's
doesn't
Yeah.
that
that's
just
the
count?
world.
Like, it's exactly. Now he's on all these weird ass
If it was Scarlett Johansson and
commercials
me,
now.
he'd be
and
getting
everything.
paid more. You know, like
Yeah. That's the one thing I saw recently about it. So what was season 1 like? I haven't seen it, but like what was the arc? What was the story? You don't have to go into great detail, but
Basically it's very true and faithful to the game.
does it
Granted,
end
they
at the
did
game?
add some stuff in there extra that people got offended about. I'm like, oh well, I mean, it was fine with me. So it's basically, yeah, post-apocalypse zombie like characters, and Pedro Pascal taking this girl across country. I don't want to spoil the whole thing to anybody
Yeah.
who hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
And every time we watched an episode, because it's been 9 years since I played that, my husband would say, "Is that in the game? Is that in the game?" And it's like, I think
I don't
so,
know.
but I can't
Shut up.
remember. It's like there was some chick they were with, and I was like, I'm pretty sure she's not in the next episode because she didn't make very far in the game.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about in that point. The first 15 minutes of that game will make you cry. It's like Up. You just like
Oh yeah.
like it'll wreck you. And I remember I started the game and I played that first 15 minutes, and then I deleted the game off my system and put it back on, and made, hey, she's carrying up laundry up the stairs now, and
Anyway,
made my
you
wife
join
watch
us
it.
too.
There she goes. Get that laundry going. All right, good job. Look at that. Gonna have some folded laundry. So yeah, I remember like it was so good. I was like, hey, you gotta watch this. It's so good. And like that game never stopped. It's still one of my favorite games. And I never played the second one. I don't know why.
Here's the other thing. I just beat the second one last year, so I'm pretty excited for season 2, especially since they're going to do, instead of just putting all one game into one season, they're going to put it into 2 seasons. So everybody's wondering, are they going to do a filler in between the 2 games? Are they going to take that second game and split it up between 2 seasons? And plus, everybody's wondering like who's going to pay Abby, because she is the other main character in the second game,
Well,
which I'm not going to spoil what happens in that one either. So
well, is Pedro Pascal going to be getting paid a lot more for the second season?
Probably.
I can't say. I don't know how much will be in it.
Yeah, that's why I didn't. That's why I didn't play the second game. People spoiled it for me, and I'm like, oh God, no. There you go.
Jeez. Well, I did want to watch it, just because I was a huge fan of Walking Dead, and then I forget exactly when it lost me, but it did. I didn't even realize the show ended.
Oh God.
It's
I couldn't get to The Walking Dead.
The comic is great the whole way through. The show lost me at Negan, which is weird because Negan's my favorite character.
When they got to that damn farm, I'm like,
more about
we just leave this
the
damn
human
farm finally.
conflict than the zombies. So, and they kept rehashing the same crap over and over. So yeah, I pretty much at Negan after they killed Glenn.
Yeah, that's where I left.
I think I was done after that season.
That's about right. I think I maybe tried to watch the next episode, but I was like, they killed Glenn. I'm mad. So
Daryl got toured through like Negan's compound. That's the last thing I saw.
Let's see.
Was it a happy ending? I don't know.
I think Rick came back. The guy Andrew Lincoln, I think he came back. I don't know.
Coral.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if anybody else did or not, but I do remember that was something that did occur. But
Yeah, so this is like that. It's the same thing. We
Okay.
got to survive. They're trying to bite us. If they bite us, we become like them. Blah blah blah.
do you need to play the game in order to understand the show?
No,
No,
all my friends at work watch it. They don't play
it's
games.
basically okay. My husband jokes about these type of games because basically watching a movie, you only have a little bit of gameplay, and then you
Yeah.
have cinematic scenes. I mean,
It's like
you
Metal
get the
Gear.
same experience watching the TV show as you do playing the game.
Okay. I'll have to sign back up. I got rid of HBO Max. I watched the Game of Thrones series, and then I heard that everything that was DC was leaving it to go to like Discovery or something. So then I was like, well, I'm out. So I left. So, but now I need to get it back.
I
So I
think
can
I'm
watch
gonna
this.
wait. I'm gonna wait until because The Last of Us is not gonna come back until either the end of 2024 or 2025. I've been
Yeah.
watching The House of Dragon, so I figure around that time I'll get it back. Watch any shows I maybe probably wanted to see that came out in between because I can't think of anything really. I mean, other than maybe watching the last half of Titans, but it's not really worth me paying the subscription fee for that.
And then Colt's question. So pretty much Colt, the general consensus is probably where you're stopped there is probably a good spot.
Read the comic if you're into it. The
Um,
comic is great.
I don't remember the spinoffs that much. I know there was Fear the Walking Dead. Is that what it was? Fear the Walking Dead. But I don't know. So we'll have to talk about it a little bit more.
Wasn't there a dating show, Kiss the Walking Dead, where they like match them up and you had to make out?
Yes. There's also an app too, I think.
I like
where you can do that.
Like a Tinder, but with zombies.
Zombie Tinder.
I think they've done
Okay.
that. Wasn't it a movie like Zombie Boyfriend or something like that?
Oh, there has to be.
My Boyfriend the Zombie or something. I don't remember what it was. They did something like that a long time ago.
Yeah, that sounds.
Or was it a zombie web movie? I don't remember what it was called. They did do a zombie web movie a couple years ago.
There's a pretty good
Pretty good.
There's a pretty good movie called Wreck, I think it is. Where there's some kind of outbreak inside of a building that gets quarantined, and it's a lot of like first person footage of people trying to survive. Pretty creative. I think there's a couple of them actually, but for reference for a different type of zombie movie. If you wanted to look, and I don't know if just to kind of continue that, the Train to Busan on Netflix. I don't know if anybody watched that yet. It's phenomenal. It's zombies on a train. Not like snakes on a plane or anything, but
zombies on a train.
The way it's done and the acting is really well done. So just a couple of random zombie movies. I think there's another one on Netflix too. I think it's called, is it Alive?
I don't watch anything where people have to survive. I feel like I do that every day.
My favorite zombie movie, and I have the DVD with the different versions, is Dawn of the Dead. I know it's 1970s, but they go into a mall to try to survive, and it was just so much fun. And yeah, there's a lot of gore in it, but it didn't bother
Never
me.
seen it.
I'll sit there and watch that 3-hour movie.
No.
Director's cut.
It's I forget how long the movie is, but the scenes I like the most were like where the people that survived are like playing in the mall. Like they weren't fighting the zombies, but they're happy and like they found some salvation and they're just messing around, and then then the world comes back and then that's it. But there's zombies in it, Brian, just in case.
I'm a little zombied out, but maybe.
But, let's see. Colt is recommending a show called From. Let's see. People are stuck in a town and can't leave because of supernatural type force. That wasn't that WandaVision?
Sounds like my town, actually.
You're on an island. That's why.
I see people I graduate with every day.
All right, we're gonna get the wheel up here.
The wheel.
We're gonna give it. If it lands on what are you currently collecting, we're gonna skip it because we talked about it a little bit in the beginning, and we're gonna
see him again.
We're gonna bypass it. I'm calling an audible on the wheel. CFCB. So,
CFCB.
who wants to lead off on this?
I can.
Darcy should. No, I think Darcy should.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep picking on her.
Why?
No, what you said you had a couple figures. Which ones did you have again?
I bought Brad and Vanessa.
Okay.
I bought them on the stands, and they're pretty cool. Although Vanessa's colors are kind of funky.
Oh yeah, on the little one he went with a different color.
She's
the pink's a little bit brighter, right?
She's downstairs and I'm upstairs, so I don't have her right in front of me. But it's either her jacket or her hair is more like a pink than a purple, and her hair's not really red exactly, but she's cool. I like her. And Brad is just on point. He's just amazing. Of course, I'm a super fan, and I'll take almost anything Brad Turner, so I'm not going to lie.
I didn't get Brad. I don't know why I missed that one.
And I'm kind of sad on that note because I need to go back because I wanted to get Dusty and I wanted to get Buddy, definitely. And I think I wanted to get Rax and Dagger as well because those two have always been my favorite pair of the villains. Just...
I have them here. I don't have Rax or Dagger. I have Mayhem. I missed some. Like I just missed it.
Yeah.
I missed the opportunity. I think maybe to get in on it and try to actually get it, because of the short windows of things being available on the site.
But the stands are really well done. The labeled stands that had the name plates and then the place for the masks. I thought those were really well done and cool.
No, the thing that I think sets him apart from other things that I've gotten from every custom maker I've ever got, his paint apps are so good.
Yeah.
So spot on. The details are perfect. I have the 6-inch Matt, Gloria, and Sly. I can't reach them right now. I mean, if I could use the Force, they'd be right here. But
mine are hanging out back there.
Yeah, we made a deal that he could use the art on the boxes if I got a copy of the figure in the box. So that was easy enough. I already had most of them done. So when I got the figures, I was just like, oh, these are going to just be bigger versions of the little guys. But he really went all out on the painting, so they look cool.
I just remember, he sent me the 12-inch Matt-Trakker.
I want that one.
He sent it to me to I opened it up. I remember opening the box. I'm like, I just chuckled. I was like, it's a 12-inch Matt-Trakker staring at me. And the thing that really got me, and I brought it up in the review of it, is the blue tint on the mask. All the other ones are, if you look at the original Matt, it's just gray. There's nothing. Putting that little pop into it, that little shiny blue piece of paper or whatever it is, it made it something a lot more unique, a lot more special to have, instead of it just kind of being a rehash of the same thing. That's what I thought mostly on it. And does anybody else have any of them?
I've got a couple of them. I got Cliff Dagger because I wanted basically a bigger Cliff Dagger to be a stand-in for the IDW Cliff Dagger, where he's basically the Juggernaut.
Yeah.
I have Alex because that's my wife's favorite character. I have Gloria. I also have the smaller size Gloria. He did that in the cartoon colors.
Mm-hmm.
And I just recently pre-ordered. He's doing an original character, it looks like, for his new...
Well, that was a contest he had.
Yeah, he had a contest
and he kept reminding me to enter, and I was busy, and you know what? No
I was
one,
kind of secretly hoping one of you guys was going to enter.
no one needs me to win.
Well, he asked. He did ask if I wanted to enter too, but I didn't have time to.
Yeah, I was really busy in that exact.
I know it's lame, but I already have like the concepts and everything. But yeah, it was a contest, and I have some stuff there to look at and to review. One of these days, one of my upcoming videos, just to it's a the original concept thing. It's a pretty cool item, and the vehicle. I think the vehicle is not going to transform. I think, but it's still going to be usable and like presentable, which is pretty neat too, to create the vehicle from scratch.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I don't know many people that will be able to do that or have the the creativity or the ingenuity to maybe aside from like Cliff Dagger, maybe.
He's good at this stuff.
With some of the stuff that he's done,
even the stuff he shared with me in like messages, like he has like really good ideas going forward. I think.
I love Cliff Dagger stuff.
I think the cease and desist. No, the Scott. I think the cease and desist from Hasbro kind of like killed the momentum he had going.
Yeah.
With the man stuff, so I think he laid low a little bit, and now he's gonna like regroup and see what's going on next and how to do it without.
I was surprised when that happened. I really was.
Me too, because so many custom makers use their art, their cards, their stuff constantly. So
it's just that I didn't think anybody cared.
No,
like,
somebody cared.
Somebody from Hasbro cared, and who knows?
Weird, right?
But yeah, it's a spectrum, full size model mask. I wouldn't rule it out.
No, Ramen was going to do that. They showed the guy wearing it.
Yeah, we never heard about it again after that.
They had the prototype, and then that was it. And I'm like, that's like my dream item more than any. I'll get rid of Gullwing and Great White to have a full spectrum mask just sitting in a Deltoff. That to me would be better. I love that. I was all in on that. I always wanted masks to represent, like full size helmets. I would get rid of so much stuff to have those.
Hopefully
that would be kind of cool to have.
I love them.
Hopefully they're listening, CFCB, and maybe they can do that.
Maybe they'll be one of the 60 people who listen regularly.
Well, I'm trying to remember. Sorry, bear with me. I don't remember if there was going to be any more 6-inch figures at the time. I know that there's 3, right?
He was gonna. No, we had discussed the next 3 or 4.
Okay, because because of the box art and everything.
Yes.
Okay.
He was going. I know who's next right now when he like gets back on it. Like just, I don't know if he wants me to say anything, so I'm not going to say it.
No, it's fine. I would imagine it's probably one of the characters that haven't been made yet.
Yes.
Is that a fair assumption?
Yeah, and someone who you would know as a mask aficionado.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
really put that together.
You're good. You're good.
I remember when you were doing some of the initial box art. You were struggling a little bit with like the concept of it being a 3D item.
Yeah, I've never designed things from all angles. It's different. Usually it's just like a flat drawing. Oh, that's easy. I can wrap my head around it.
Has it gotten any easier? Like
once you do one, you're like, oh, I get it. Like, because you just have to see it, and when you're holding it in your hand, you can see what you like about it, what you don't. And I don't know. I think I'm not like bragging. I just think for the 3 that I did, I think I did a passable job for what they were.
I wouldn't really brag about passable jobs.
Passable job.
Passable job.
A passable job is as braggy as I get. I never brag. Not brag.
Well, it's passable.
Lisa, did you have any?
I I didn't really jump in on the bandwagon. I do try a couple times looking at the site, and like you, I noticed that things were sold out.
Yeah.
I know you did a video. What was it, the 6-inch Matt-Trakker? Because there's 3 different sizes.
Yeah.
I wanted to kind of get that because I thought that that would be kind of cool for my collection, and then I looked at the site, and then it would be what I would have got it loose. I wouldn't have got it with a box. So it's like I really don't want to pay for it without a box. So I don't. It just. I know it's cool that you guys are getting all this new mask stuff, but to me, it's kind of like the figures I already have kind of
Well,
collected.
that's why I didn't jump in on the scales. I mean, if I wasn't
That's
making the
kind of
deal,
one of my problems with it. Why I didn't get everybody. It's a lot of stuff you already got.
yeah.
The 6-inch
If
version.
you don't have these figures, it's awesome that this is happening. To me,
There's really not a lot of characters they have that people care about that they could do that. It's not like Transformers or G.I.
like
Joe.
these are the reaction figures. There you go, with a little Jaga action going there. Like they fit right alongside the reaction figures. So if you want to have a shelf of these, it's
That's
perfect.
true. I didn't think of that.
So it cashes in on like that Star Wars scale. But
Yes, it's
Mask was always about the vehicles. I like the characters, but if you don't have the vehicle, it's a hard sell, which is why I don't think Super 7 does them, because they're not really into vehicles.
Yeah, that's I think the thing that's going to keep Hasbro coming back time and time again. It's the vehicles.
Yeah, it is.
Hasbro's kind of against doing vehicles for a lot of. They barely do any for G.I. Joe or Star Wars, so it's not like they're going to do one for Mask.
No, you can throw him together, and it's like do that. But can you do that with Miles Mayhem? I don't know. What's the market? I don't know.
I don't know. But it's interesting. The one thing I didn't get any of the ones that were the initial scale, like the regular scale from there. And I think there were a couple. I don't remember exactly. But I was pretty happy to have another, size essentially, especially when the 6-inch version came out. It really helped like fulfill something that I didn't have when I was a kid, where I wanted that 6-inch line or something, or the little bit one, the 3.75, where it's not. If you're playing, when you were a kid, if you're playing with some of the stuff back here, it's not like Matt's the little kid. It's there's that scaling of it. It's a shame that didn't happen when we were all younger. But you have it now, and I'm sure as Brian alluded to, there'll be some new things coming up. But I'm looking forward to seeing how that custom one comes out at the end. The contest winner.
Yeah, that's cool
on that side. I don't know. Would you? I'm trying to think. Like, would you want a 6-inch scale vehicle too? Like, he probably has the ability to. He probably has the ability to do that. I'm not saying he does or doesn't.
If it was Condor,
it's me guessing.
If Condor or maybe like Malloy, I would be like all about it. A Thunderhawk, I don't know. That's just. I mean, of course it's cool.
Hey, could I fit Barbie and Matt-Trakker in the same car?
Yeah, then we're talking.
That'd be kind of cool.
What size is Barbie?
Awesome. Come on, people did Barbie and G.I.
Barbie's
Joe.
like
Why
8
not
Barbie's
Barbie and
12-inch?
Matt-Trakker? Seriously.
No, Barbie's tall, yeah.
Might be able to.
Oh my gosh, I'm dying.
Barbie's tall.
I don't
know. I'm trying to think if I would. I remember when the new Batman the Animated Series stuff started coming out in the 6-inch scale, and it came out with a Batmobile. I got it. It's gigantic, and I can't display it anywhere. But I got it like as an impulse buy, and I'm like, what? I already have it here. I'm looking at the actual scale one, and I'm like, what the hell am I going to do with it? And that's what I like kind of maybe see where I know that in the past I'd said I would buy anything that came out, but I would have to balk at that a little bit just because of the fact I wouldn't know what to do with it.
It would be big and expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in the ramen size of the vehicle. I think the scale's a little bit bigger and the figure's a little bit bigger. It's got the articulation. That'll be cool too. So that's fine. Like I can display that, but I'm trying to think of like Rhino at that scale.
No, you can't. That's that, and again, you can't do it. You
It'd
can.
be like, yeah, I don't know.
When they do these things, Thunder Tank is $500, right? You have
That's
all these,
Thundercats, right?
yeah, the Thundercat.
Okay.
The Thunder Tank is $500. Snake Mountain was like $800. Castle Grayskull, which was cheap now, was like $300. Now would be like double that, if not more. Like when you start talking about that kind of size for stuff, like all these funding, the Ramen Racer, the thing that was supposed to be the Hasbro one was like $300. The His Tank's like $300. You're looking at $300 to $500 to $600 for everything that size now. It's just out of control.
There's a lot of moving parts with mass toys too, and that's going to just raise the price.
Yeah, you can't just get away with like a.
I mean, it's like, you know, like the Ramen Racer. Yeah, it's a car with opening doors and hood and whatever. But mass vehicles have so many more moving parts. It's just doing it in a bigger scale. I think it's just going to be cost prohibitive.
Yeah,
for most fans. I mean, they could be done, but it's just
the percentage of people that are Mask fans that would buy it. It's
yeah.
We're a minority. We're
Sure
not
are.
human.
If we're all kind of looking at balking at it ourselves, I mean, how many other Mask fans would be probably on board with it if we, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's another type of collector too, where you know they have the money in the space to do that. Like if they're a big G.I. Joe fan or something along those lines, and they or they just collect cars in general, it could be something that appeals to somebody. Like it's not just a Mask fan themselves, but it would be a manufacturing nightmare for what I think one of these smaller spots to do that.
Yeah. He's got the guys like Rama would have to charge. I mean, what are they charging for the racer thing?
I don't know what that's going at, but what was Red Goldwing was it
115, I think
115, 120 when it was like pre.
Yeah, if you got in early, it was that price, I think.
Okay,
and
it's
that's as cheap as you're gonna get something like that these days, which is again just a sign of times with collecting.
And the version of Shark, I wouldn't have wanted it at a different scale because I think I would have just hated it because I just wanted to basically because everyone wants Shark to finish their mass collection to be that piece to fill in. That's the big selling point of the Shark.
Yeah, you get Shark. It goes right in with all these vintage ones I have on a shelf, and then Mask is done.
It just fills in that piece of everyone's collection.
Yeah,
I like Lisa's collection there.
Look.
Lisa already has the Cliff Dagger one. She's good.
Give me a Shark, and then that shelf is done.
Yeah, it's.
Because I feel like I would, if it was in a bigger scale, if it was like a 3 3/4 inch scale, I probably wouldn't bother with it. I think I would just kind of hate on it just because it would just not be what I would want.
No.
And if I'm going to spend that kind of money, I'm going to get what I want.
This is the scale it would be. This is the Batmobile, and this is probably like
18 inches.
Yeah, and this is like the for the Kenner 1992 line. So like this is what you'd be looking at is Shark.
But that's the DC Collectibles one, right?
No, this is the original one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The DC Collectibles one, it's the size of my desk.
I had that. I had it. I sold it.
But that's what you'd be looking at, really, like when you're having to display it. Like, and I can't display it anywhere else because it doesn't fit in the Deltoff.
No, they're
bastards. It needs to be a little bit deeper, but oh well. Not everybody can really go nuts with their display. But I don't know. Let's see where we at here. We are at 54 minutes and we've done 3 topics. That's usually what we do at the wheel. We try to keep it to a half hour, but with 5 people, we can't. That's just not possible.
Too many opinions.
So what I want to do is
I
want to end the episode here, if that's okay with everybody. But if there's anything anybody wants to bring up or talk about before we close out, feel free to do so. If there's anything else pops into mind that you want to chat about before we close it out?
I got nothing.
That's fine. We don't have to. It's very late. It's all past our bedtime.
Dave, that's another thing. I'm shot from fixing
True.
closets all day. Dave had
everybody-
something.
Thanks for working around
I'm good.
rescheduling. I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody hopping on for a little bit, and we'll talk more in our chat that we have going, and we'll get something else lined up. And I'm thinking that I want to try to get Scott on here one day to talk a little bit more about some of the things that he's working on, but we'll see about that.
Talk about T-Bob.
I don't want to.
Well, let me tell you, T-Bob has a rich and storied history.
If you get Dave talking about T-Bob, we'll be on until midnight. Like,
You guys all leave it to be Dave talking for 2 hours on T-Bob.
God.
Dave, that's a good episode if you wanted to do one. You could.
I have done a post about the origins of T-Bob, of how he was created and all the background you ever want to know about T-Bob. So maybe I'll do a video about that in the future. So just 2 hours of Dave rambling on about T-Bob.
Hey, whatever works.
All right. Well, Darcy, don't go too far away from your bed because you're already tucked in there.
Yeah, I did it on purpose.
Oh my
Right,
God.
well, thanks everybody for joining. I'm gonna end the broadcast, and thanks everybody
Is that
for watching.
wallpaper on the ceiling?
And
What?
What?
Is that wallpaper on the ceiling?
It is wallpaper on the ceiling.
Oh my God.
Like old wallpaper. Yeah,
I'm surrounded.
it's sad. I need to get it off.
Oh no, keep it. You look like you're in a big Christmas box or something.
Oh, good.
It'll come back into style.
There you go.
All right, everybody. Enjoy the rest of
It's
your night.
retro.
And we'll talk to you later.
Good night, guys.
Bye. Hey.
Welcome to us.